What is up, everybody? You are very welcome along to this Anfield Agenda preview special. My name is Craig, I'm the host, and this video has been brought to you in association with our sponsors, Boyle Sports. This is a shot at redemption, not just for the Villa 7-2 defeat earlier on in the season, but for the boys who didn't show up against Real Madrid, because we all know that first 45 minutes against Real Madrid was one of the worst 45s we've seen from a very mixed bag of a season this year from the Reds, and we do need to get some confidence going in ahead of that game against Real Madrid on Wednesday. We need to win that game by 2 clear goals. Hopefully a 2-0 victory would do us rather nicely, but let's concentrate on this Aston Villa team, and Dean Smith has got them playing some very good football this season. There's no comparison to the Aston Villa of last year. This team are fighting to try and get up into a European spot, and as we know only too well, if we overlook them, if we don't show up, we'll get our backsides handed to us like we did. That 7-2 video has come back to haunt me, and rightly so. Any Villa fans watching, that was karma, and I absolutely deserved it. But I am hoping at a shot at redemption for our boys. So let's have a look at my predicted 11 and score predictions, and we'll start off with my score prediction for this game. This is what I've gone with, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone for a 2-1 win for the Reds. We aren't in the best of form, we know that. Aston Villa have had a bit of a mixed bag recently. I think their own fans will admit that. But we have got a couple of wins back to back in the Premier League, and we do know that if we're to have any chance of qualifying automatically for the Champions League via the league next season, or this season via the Champions League next season, we need to get it right, and we need to go and get 3 points here. We have a favourable run in compared to some of our top 4 rivals. I mean, we have Manchester United away in May, but other than that, all the games look on paper to be a little bit handier than the likes of Chelsea and Leicester and some of the fixtures themselves and West Ham have. But I'm not taking this game lightly. I definitely learned my lesson from underestimating Villa earlier on in the season. That's why I've gone with a 2-1 win, and a slim 2-1 win. And look, I'll take it at this point of the season, folks. I don't really mind how the wins come about as long as we keep that chase and pack behind Chelsea and try and close the gap. It is only 2 points right now. Spurs are in the race as well. So all we can do is take care of our own results and wait and see what happens. Let me have a look now at my starting 11, and there will be some changes. Bit of a heads up before I go over. So let's have a look at my starting 11 and see what you guys think. So here's what I've gone for. Alisson keeps his place in goal, of course. Trent at right back. I know a lot of people out there are going to be wanting Trent to be removed. I know some people are going to want Trent to get a rest or be replaced by Nico Williams. But for me, in this one, I think we may need Trent's attacking force. Moving to the centre-back pairing, I'm sticking with Phillips and Kabak. We have to stick with them for the remainder of the season. If there's one thing we haven't had, it's consistency in that centre-back pairing. And they're already Liverpool's most... not most experienced, but most played centre-back pairing this season. At left-back, you will see a change, though. I have decided ahead of that game against Madrid not to drop Robbo, but to give him a rest, because he looks absolutely shattered. He's played a lot of football this season, a lot of international football as well. So with that in mind, I think maybe a place on the bench for Robbo to start on this one and give Jimmy Milner a run out. He's got some fresh legs, didn't play any international football. And I just think this is a game where we can take that little risk of putting Jimmy Milner at left back. If it is a risk, he won't give us as much going forward, but he's a steady, solid pro, and we need leadership out there on the pitch. Now we move into the midfield trio. I've gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation, actually, so it's a midfield duo. Fabinho and Thiago for me. Quite simply, can't be anybody else. Gini looked absolutely shattered as well. Naby Keita will get a shot at redemption at some point, I'm sure, but I don't think we can take a chance against Aston Villa of this being the game for that shot at redemption. So I've gone for Fabinho and Thiago in the 2, and then for the 3 I've gone and dropped Sadio Mane. And I used the word dropped for this one because Sadio's form just hasn't been good enough. So for me, I've moved Sadio Mane onto the bench. Maybe he'll get some minutes at the end. This is just my 11, remember. This isn't what I think Klopp will do, although I hope he pays some attention. I hope you're watching, Kloppo. So I've gone for Curtis Jones on the left because the young man deserves a shot. He didn't get a chance against Madrid. I thought the game was made for him, and I don't understand why he didn't come on. But hopefully he gets a chance here. Those young legs of his. I love Curtis Jones because he takes players on. He doesn't care about reputations. He doesn't fear anybody. Knows where the goal is. And if there's one thing that we didn't do against Madrid, it was ping them with enough shots. We didn't test Thibaut Courtois anywhere near enough. So hopefully Curtis Jones gets the nod. Bobby Firmino then for me plays in what I guess we'd call the 10, the holding role behind the attacker, because I think that's what he's best at, linking up play. And I think Bobby Firmino slowly but surely is starting to rediscover a little bit of confidence. Yes, we'll always have some frustration with Bobby for passes that go astray and stuff, but he's always trying that something special. He's always trying something to unlock a defence. It may not always work, but I always give Bobby a little bit of credit for trying. Then on the right hand side, of course, I've gone for Mohamed Salah, and up front, Diogo Jota. That is my 11, ladies and gentlemen, that I would like to see take the pitch against Aston Villa on Saturday. I'd love to know what you guys think. I'm going to transition back over now to the main studio, and as you can see, for people maybe coming in a bit late into the video, my score prediction there is 2-1 as well. Now, as I did say, Jack caught up with Leon from Boyle Sports earlier on for a chat, so let's catch up with those guys and see what they had to say.
Last time Liverpool played Villa, it wasn't a good story, was it? 7-2 away from home. It was a real shock result. What odds do you have for the game at the weekend?
Well, I think, Jack, Liverpool just want to get a win at home because it's been a bloody long time since we've won at Anfield. Villa are a side that do create chances, and I think Jack Grealish is going to be back for this game, so he's a massive plus for Villa. But Villa are as big as 4.5 to 1, 9-2. Liverpool 4-7. And the draw is 3-1. I don't know whether I'd be backing Liverpool at odds on at home. And when you look at the current form that they're going through, it's going to be very interesting to see what is Jurgen Klopp's team selection, because a few players deserve to be dropped. And maybe it's the kick up the backside that they actually need. We've got to try and bounce back. I think this game is hugely important for our chances of finishing in the top 4. Here's hoping we can get a win at Anfield.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Last weekend was a big weekend for us, and it did seem like with what happened in midweek, it was a couple of steps forwards and then 5 steps backwards. But, I think now with what happened against Real Madrid, it's going to be a struggle to win the Champions League. So our priority now it goes towards top 4. And
Sadio Mane is one of my all-time favourite players. I absolutely think the guy has been, but maybe it's his turn to kind of sit a game out, and maybe we go with Bobby and Diogo and Mo Salah as the front 3. And the one thing I don't want to start seeing again is that we're taking Fabinho out of the midfield to put him back as a centre back. We don't want to get back into that. If we win and win well on Saturday at home, who knows what's going to happen next Wednesday? It's still Anfield. If we score first against Madrid, it's game on. But let's try and get a home win in the Premier League.
We know Villa aren't going to be a pushover. We know they're a very good side. They've had some shock results this season. They come into this game off the back of beating Fulham, and it's not going to be a walk in the park, Leon.
No, it certainly won't be. And Villa, they do have, especially if Grealish is, if he's back, look, how fit will he be? I don't know. But just by having him in the first 11, I'm sure will give everybody else a bit of a boost. But Ollie Watkins has been a good signing. I know Ross Barkley has had his injury problems, but he's been another good loan signing. With all due respect to Aston Villa, we should be beating Aston Villa, fans or no fans. And I think this game on Saturday, depending on Jurgen's selection, there's a few places up for grabs for this game against Real Madrid. So if anyone wants to lay down a marker, this is the chance to do it. In a Premier League game against Aston Villa, we're still trying to finish inside the top 4, which is imperative for Liverpool. We've got to be in the Champions League next season, because that will affect our transfer budget in the summer. Make no mistake about it. If we're not in the Champions League, Jurgen is not going to have as much money to spend. That's what I honestly feel. So we need to win these games. We need to beat Villa. I think we will beat them. I think probably 2-1. I can see Villa scoring, because against Liverpool's back 4 at the moment, I can see a lot of teams scoring.
Well, obviously the 3 points of the weekend is the most important thing, Leon, but it would be nice as well to see a better performance after that horror show in Madrid. We're still not out of that tie, but it does look unlikely now. And, the league, we need to push forwards in that now and hope that it's another good weekend of results in Liverpool's favour. Thank you very much for joining me, Leon, and back over to you, Craig.
There you have it, folks. You've heard what Jack and Leon have said. You heard my predicted score. You heard my predicted 11. Now it's over to you guys. Please let me know in the comment section who you'd like to see start. What Villa player worries you? What your score prediction's going to be? Do you think we can make top 4? So many things that we've left to cover, folks. And of course, we'll be having a look ahead to the game against Real Madrid as the week goes on as well. Lots and lots of content coming up here, folks. As always, we've got you covered on match day. I'll be live for a watch along. We'll have our post-match show as well. And we'll have our clips coming out later that that night. Loads of other stuff as well. We'll be building up to the game against Real Madrid, as I said, talking transfer gossip on our late night agenda nightly shows as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and don't forget to turn your notifications on, because with the transfer window coming up, maybe something about Canade could break, and if you have got those notifications on, if we go live, and look, we could go live at any point, you'll get those notifications straight away. Well, I say that, all going well. Sometimes YouTube acts up a little bit. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to give out a shout to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok accounts. If you want to follow us on any of them, just check it out. It's really simply just at Anfield Agenda on all of them, so really easy to find. Thank you to you guys for watching. Thank you again to our sponsors, Boyle Sports. We will, of course, have our charity bet ahead of the game as well coming up, so keep an eye out for that one. Have a cracking week, folks, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, lots of love, and up the Reds.